This is fun as shit.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to leave, but I had no idea that I'd be smiling this whole time.
Subscribe to the podcast, KFC Radio on YouTube.
Bang.
What we doing? Wow. Yeah, was that a genuine wow or just one of those like, eh?
No, man, this is all a blur.
Yeah? What's going on?
Mark Wahlberg walked in here and said it fucking was disgusting. So that's better. That's better than Wahlberg.
Wahlberg was not impressed. This is like the nicest that it's ever gotten for us. So we're like, wow, we made it. And he was like, this place fucking sucks. I was like,
Did he really?
Pretty much. Pretty much, yeah.
Up, he's like, but that's why I like you.
Yeah.
I don't think so, man.
And I was like,
That's not
yeah,
very
this is
nice. I think it's cool, damn it. This is great. I've never been to college, but now I feel like
Yeah, we get that. We get that quite a bit. Mm-hmm. I'm surprised you even came through, man. I feel like you don't do this kind of stuff very often. We were honored that we even made the cut.
Are you kidding me? No, they was like, this is kind of one of the ones you gotta do.
Really?
Yeah, this is where you're at now, bro.
Dude.
Honestly, I mean, it was a big deal for me to be like,
Wahlberg
we made.
was negging you. He didn't want you to know how special.
I'm happy to hear that though, man, because we're both fans of the show. We just started up season 2, and it is both seasons were so fucking funny.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Season 2 in particular made me realize that you and I were kind of like the same level of toxicity, which I like. I like hanging out.
Expecting that.
And let me tell you something, bro. I know how toxic he is. Not a good sign for you, brother.
But
Same level of toxicity.
yeah, like we were born in the same sludge, bro.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I think, man, that's the best takeaway you could possibly have is you see the toxicity in yourself. Yeah, I love that. That's the best endorsement.
I find that very interesting in the show. Like, first of all, I think it's a very cool way to do sketch comedy, where it's kind of all interwoven and stuff like that with the cuts back. But second of all, like, I think you get very introspective with it, particularly like of yourself when like. Was it the intervention episode when you had the girlfriends around? Yeah. And then, I mean, I think that's the same episode where you call your mom and you ask if you'll ever be happy. I was like, I've made this phone call, bro.
John does that phone call regularly, walking home from work.
You want to hear fucking, you have a mom phone call? Dude, my mom sent me an email last night. Mm-hmm. This is
some...
I
don't know what kind of shit this is.
She sent me an email. It was just the subject was poetry, right? And then it goes right into no like hello, no nothing.
A poem.
It goes right into
Straight
a
to
poem called "This Be the Verse" by Philip Larkin.
This be the verse?
Spitting bars, okay? Imagine this. Get ready for this. Just think about your mother.
This be the verse.
Think about your mother sending you this poem.
It says, they fuck you up, your mom and dad. They may not mean to, but they do. They fill you with the faults they had and add some extra just for you. But they were fucked up in their turn by fools in old-style hats and coats who half the time were sloppy stern and half at one another's throats. Man hands on misery to man. It deepens like a coastal shelf. Get out as early as you can. And don't have any kids yourself.
Get out.
And then my mom, and then she wrote a note that says, I'm taking a literature class this summer, and this is the initial reading. More to come, XO, and sorry for everything.
Sorry for everything.
Oh
I want to be clear that I did not make any of that up.
You know what?
There's the fucking email. Dude.
Sorry for... What are you going to show me now? What the fuck, man?
Listen, we may be equally toxic. No, and we may be equally toxic for the same reason. My birthday was May 19th, right?
Happy belated.
Oh, that doesn't count. But my mom sent me a birthday message, as you can see.
Oh, boy.
Birthday message. Kind of telling me how everybody wanted her to get rid of me. It's kind of crazy. I've never said this out loud, but look, you opened
Fuck
up.
it, we're opening up here. Yeah.
Happy birthday, baby. I wanted to text you early this morning. I think it was after 2 a.m., but I decided to wait. Sorry I'm late. I hope you have the greatest birthday that you could have. You deserve that, blah, blah, blah. I often think about how your brothers and sisters, when they heard I was pregnant with you, they were so angry with me because they didn't know where I was going to put you. It was the first time that I ever let them yell at me and talk to me in the way they did because I knew in my heart I was going to have you no matter what anybody felt. What? What do you mean? These are my brothers and sisters. They were trying to get me. They were trying to fucking ice me. The people on my job called you the love child and still do till this day.
Yo!
Yeah. Now when I hear your siblings rant and rave over you, the first thing I say to them is, and you're welcome. So now she's taking credit
Credit
for
for
my
your shit.
yeah. Good God.
I
You're
don't
welcome
know,
for
man.
ignoring your pleas.
This is comparable.
Yes.
You're revealing
I feel
to
left
me.
out. I'm like, I don't know. I got an Irish Catholic mom. We don't talk about her feelings at all. She just says happy birthday, and I say thank you, and that's it. I feel left out, man. Fuck.
It could be worse. She can tell you exactly how she feels.
Yeah, for real. You got like a shit ton of brothers and sisters, right?
I got
one of like 7 or something.
Shit ton to an Irish Catholic, but I got 6. I got 6. I'm the
Jeez.
youngest of 7.
Youngest of 7.
Yeah, what do you
Yikes.
got? You can't.
No,
have a small
me.
family.
I got a brother and sister. That's it.
Really?
And then I don't have like
you guys
usually
must have
it's
had TV.
like 60. Usually like 60 cousins and all. I'm tight. My family is small. I don't know.
What town?
I was born in City Island in the Bronx.
Oh, really? You're a New York kid. Okay,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
All right, you New York too?
No, I'm Boston, or I'm from Massachusetts.
Okay, that explains the mustache.
Explains the pink face more, I think.
Yeah.
I love performing in Boston, but I do not like hanging in Boston.
I was gonna say that's is that one of the stereotypes that lives up to the?
For sure, man. I don't know. If, I got this. This comedian Jared Freed. He's a real good friend of mine.
Yeah.
I remember one time we did a gig in Boston, and we went to a bar that we were invited to. It was like a club that we were invited to, and the door guy was like, looked at me, looked at what I was wearing, and said, "I'm sorry, dude, you can't get in with new Jordans." And I was like, "New Jordans?"
What, they were old?
Yeah, no.
I can get in with some beaters?
He couldn't say sneakers because everybody was wearing sneakers,
Yeah.
but he was like, "You can't get in with new Jordans." That's one thing I'm certain no white guy in here has.
Are those cool gray Jordan 11s?
Clean
The
sneakers.
one
crispy?
shoe you can't wear tonight.
Are
I
those
was
fresh,
like,
nice
you
sneakers?
Gotta be,
Wow.
What kind of new nigga rule is that? Like you just thought of it on the
Bro,
spot.
that
man.
is insane.
I'll never forget that. And after that, I was like, ugh.
What
Yeah,
year
that's-
was that?
This must have been.
Doesn't matter. It's too late in history. Was it
11?
1962 or something?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
otherwise, it's fucking too late, man.
I know I was being bused to a school there. I think it was 61.
Jesus Christ, that's dark, bro.
No, that's crazy. I remember last time. So like I said that Boston was a racist town. Go figure. And who'd have thought they didn't know? They weren't aware. So it was like it got picked up.
Really?
It got picked up
Yeah.
in media and shit.
I remember that being.
You
a big
remember
one.
that? It was like a
you,
story.
You get some waves out there.
Yeah, no, that happens
And then
all the
and then
time,
a
'cause-
year later, the Boston Globe put out like I think it was Spotlight actually the same people who did the child rape. Spotlight put out a full expose of like here's exactly how Boston's very racist. Like a well researched.
Well, it happens all the time too. There's athletes who are like, they shouted this slur at me, and everyone else in Boston goes like, no, that would never happen. No, a bunch of drunk white Irish guys from Boston mad at you, and the opposing team didn't say it. It's not
Right,
possible.
Adam
Okay.
Jones? No
Yeah,
way. He made that shit up,
Sure,
dude.
Bill Russell shit in his own bed. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure he's just such a prankster. That he's gonna confess.
Gotcha.
He's gonna confess at any moment now. No, I love it. Oh, it's also funny too because this is like Boston kids are like. Prejudice us? We're like the most. And you're like, yeah, but if I wear a Yankee hat, you'll curb stomp me. I'm sure you're.
That's different. That's not racist.
Yeah, that's not racist.
That's rivalry.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
that's
sure.
fair. That's fair. Yeah, but you're a Manhattan kid, born like I know you're in New York, but in Manhattan,
Lower East Side Manhattan. My whole family. Then we moved to Jersey City for a while, and I moved back and forth between like my mom and my dad for school and all of that shit. But
I mean, you never had a shot to be normal. City kids, man. City kids are fucked.
I don't know how to drive a car.
That's what I mean. Like the littlest things. Like I'm from the Bronx, but not really. We call it the Bronx. It's fake. It's pretty much part of Westchester. It's a little island. It's a lot of fishermen and all that shit. It's not.
Of course, I know.
Yeah, you know,
City
right?
Island.
But it's
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
It's not. Like in the city, really. When you grow up in Manhattan, you're like 4 years old riding the subway.
Dude,
you
that's
don't.
a fact.
Your backyard is a little patch of grass. Maybe you go to Central Park if you're lucky.
That's
you don't
a
ride a
fact.
bike. You don't.
Yeah.
You don't know how to drive a car. It's just normal. It's just things that other people go through that you don't, and vice versa. It's just fucking. You're smoking cigs by the time you're like 8.
Well, that's got something to do with it. No, yeah. The city grows you up pretty quickly. But if I ever have kids, I definitely want them to grow up in the city.
Really?
I just love it. I just feel like city kids kind of have a leg up, man.
Well, that's the I'll make
Socially, especially because
Right.
you have to deal with everybody.
Yes.
You
Yes.
you almost never. It's impossible to be sheltered.
right if you live here and you're
You could
exposed
be a
to it all. Yeah.
millionaire and you still have to ride a subway with a guy
Absolutely.
with his dick out.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it doesn't
It's
matter.
the subway is the great equalizer.
It's the great
because
equalizer.
you can sit in your car and it'll take you an hour and a half to get across town, or you're gonna hop on that subway because you got somewhere to be, and you're gonna see someone take a shit, you're gonna see someone jerk off, you're gonna see a crazy person, you're gonna whatever, man.
I saw a guy today, no joke, corner of a building. Corner of a building. He had pants full down, spreading his ass, and I guess he was wiping it. I don't know what he was
Did he pass
doing.
the exam?
corner.
But he was just going up and down on the building. Like this is on 7th and 34th or something like that. Like right in the thick of it.
Yeah.
Not some like
and
back out.
when you grow up seeing that
in front of a $30 million building.
right, that like,
On a $30
A-Rod
million
walks out and is like,
building,
"Good evening," you know.
Yeah.
I mean
Good
that
God.
but it is you're probably a little bit crazy, but you also are you're street smart, you're cool, you're not fazed by anything. Like
I do think you kind of just also you become a lot more accepting and tolerant. I think in an odd kind of way because you have to you realize you share your space no matter what space you have,
Right.
And it helps you to appreciate things.
I when I first moved here, I like didn't really get city kids, and there was one time where I was like 27. I guess I lived here for a little bit when I was 21, but I was 27, and I like followed a 4-year-old home for like a while.
What?
Please clarify what that
Like
was.
I wasn't following him home, but I was like, is this
Well,
kid?
lead with I wasn't following him home.
But here's the deal. Here's the deal. I was following him home. Like
Why were you-
I wasn't trying to. But like I was like, is this little kid lost? Like
I see.
yeah. Like I was
Okay.
like,
Here's a
where is
watchful
this?
protector,
And I'll be honest, I didn't follow him all the way home. I was like, he seems like he knows where he's going. I'm gonna abort this mission before it gets a little too weird. But
But
like,
you just saw a 4-year-old just
no,
walking.
he had a backpack on that was bigger than him, and I was like, he was just kind of strutting up Lexington Ave, and I was like, there's no way this kid should be
You
doing
sure
that.
it wasn't like a man with a
I'm
condition?
all positive. It was like a kid's backpack.
Okay.
Had the bowl
Okay.
cut, and he was on a phone. Like he was walking with more like
Confidence.
confidence than I walk on.
Dude,
a phone.
I always say
Okay.
you're walking around Manhattan. You walk
That was a
around
very
Manhattan.
okay.
Yeah, that's not
Whatever you say, bro.
It was protective. It was protective.
No, yeah, we'll leave that out of the brochure. Whatever.
You walk around Manhattan, man, when like school gets out, and it's those kids are scary.
Yeah, it's
Those
wild.
Kids,
It's
no one's
wild.
trying to fuck with them, man.
It's wild.
But I feel like that's also got to be great for comedy too, though. Coming up, like, I mean, it's
It's the perfect place to do comedy because there's just so many places to do
Do it,
comedy.
yeah.
You know, like even like Boston or Chicago or LA, which are also amazing places to start in comedy. They don't have access to what New York has access to. I mean, we were getting up 4, 5, 6 times a day because there was so many bar shows and it's so accessible. Like you can kind of go from Brooklyn to Queens to Manhattan to you could bounce around in 30, 45 minutes. You don't have to have a car. You don't have to have a ton of gas or anything. So it definitely makes you strong faster. I think that's why everybody ends up here.
yeah.
To get good. I always feel like New York, you get good. LA, you get paid.
Yeah.
You know, that
Yeah.
seems to
Yeah.
be the case.
You sell out, you instantly become somebody you're not.
for
Yeah,
sure.
it takes.
Next thing you know, you're boxing Logan Paul.
And it's like that. I feel like, you
Just like
could
that.
be in New York for like 25 years. You make it, you go out there within 6 months, you're like, it's too cold. And, I'm hanging out with influencers and here's my TikTok.
Yeah, I love
It's
it,
quick.
man. It's a lot. I don't know. New York, I notice like the people that are really good here don't have like entourages.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's no cool parties really. You know, like it's like a
whenever,
weird.
whenever we have people even come in, like, there's people who come in with an entourage,
Yeah.
and makeup and publicists and that,
For
and then there are
sure.
people who come in by themselves or one other person. It's like, okay, and almost exclusively every time. Not saying that people who have like a crew with them are bad or anything, but the people who roll solo are.
How many people did Mark Wahlberg have with him?
Bro, we've signed about 4 forms giving Mark Wahlberg permission. How many cameras he had with
camera
us.
crew, bro. I mean, but the people who come in solo are almost like always like, yeah, that was a cool person. They were normal, down to earth. Well, I mean, would you obviously getting SNL, you were gonna be in New York, but
Yeah.
if that wasn't your path, do you think LA would have been in your cards? You
Hell
always-
no.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know how to drive a car. LA. I haven't been to LA
now,
for
when you
more
say
than a
that,
week.
Like, if there was if we were in trouble right now,
Yeah.
and I gave you the keys, would you be like, I don't know what to do?
I mean, I know where the keys go.
Right, but would you be comfortable, or would you?
Do you know?
Absolutely not. No, absolutely not.
I mean,
Like,
especially if you're driving here, it's fucking
I'd
nuts.
have to like see which ones break, which ones
No
go.
way.
Like that. Yeah.
Would you know how to put it like in drive?
No. Well, I mean, I can. Yeah, I'm not.
I don't know. You just told me you don't know what the pedals are. So
I
now
know.
got a lot of
I
questions.
know where the pedals are, but I wouldn't know which. It's not like are they labeled? So that's what I'm saying. Like I'd have to like test it out to see which is which.
Do you know what shape the gas is versus the brake is?
No.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No.
I don't think I know that.
Yeah,
I mean, I know one's on the right, one's on the left.
yeah, but like the gas is like the skinny.
But you have like
rectangle
muscle
percent.
memory where you'll know
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
You touch it and you'll know what it
Yeah,
is.
I mean,
For
there's
me, I
just-
won't. I
yeah,
won't.
That's
know.
crazy. There's
And
just-
I'd probably use both feet.
You should.
yeah.
I don't understand why we
you
don't.
should not.
Why should you not?
should?
Why should you not?
because that's dangerous, man. You're like you don't
But
know.
why is it dangerous?
Because you're like braking and driving at the same fucking time a lot of times. If your feet, like you.
Nah,
It's a lot safer to keep it just like one and the other. because
I
otherwise you
think
end
that's up
doing
for
both.
debate. I think that's up for
I'm
debate.
pretty sure it's not, but I mean, you physically could. Probably not a good idea.
Well, I don't really know.
I
wish I could break this tie, but I really have nothing to offer.
I was checking out your Wikipedia and I read
What?
Yeah, do my research, dude.
We're like journalists, dude.
Yeah. What's the deal with Tommy Hilfiger offering you a job?
Oh man, I just talked to him like it seems like I just talked to him, but it was like last summer. But yeah, he his son,
young, right?
His son, Rich Hilfiger. Yeah, I used to sell T-shirts on the corners, and his son, Rich, bought some from me. He was like, "Man, my dad loves art and shit. He'll love this." And then and I was like, "Yeah, whatever." And then he brought his dad down. And like I met his father, and he was like, "Hey, you want to come to the house?" And I went to his house, and they just got this big ass house in Connecticut somewhere, and it was like
How old are you at this point?
I don't know, probably like 21
Oh, it's
or 2.
and you're doing like airbrush, like art on the
Yeah,
shirts?
I was just like drawing pictures and printing them on T-shirts
Right,
and
right.
shit. And I went to his house, and it was really nice.
I bet,
It was
dude.
a really nice house. That's all I could remember was I'd never seen a nice house before. You know what I mean? Like I knew white people were doing well. But you guys been really holding out on me.
Well, there's also a difference between the white hill figures of the world and people like myself.
No, you're all billionaires. I know it. I fucking know it. This doesn't fool me one bit. No, nah, man, it was so nice. They like very welcoming, and he offered me a job to do some like a couple like good design pieces at his office, and then I stiffed him. It was great. It was,
You just fucking bailed on it?
yeah, just bailed.
I
So you see
identify
this
with that
you
a
see
lot.
Tommy Hilfiger, you see this beautiful house, and you're like, I don't want a taste of that.
That's a whole process.
well, he wasn't giving me the house. He was just like,
But that's the step in, right?
Probably. I think I just kind of like panicked and knew I didn't really want to do this. I was like, ugh, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like when a girl that's way out of your league is aggressively hitting on you. Like this got to be a trap,
Right.
That's
I
what
mean, it's inevitably going to
that's
crash and burn, so let's just
Yeah. Let's
cut out the middleman and be done with this right away.
I
Yeah.
know what I deserve. It was kind of that.
Did you? Well, I mean, speaking of that, was the thought of being, a head writer of SNL ever? Is this all like a surprise to you, or were you one of those guys who was like, I'm gonna make it?
Everything I ever got at SNL, I said no to at least like 2 and 3 times.
I love you, dude.
Like
He'll
literally,
figure, no,
everything.
Lorne, bad idea. Fuck this. I'm not doing it.
I'm a simple man.
Yeah.
Like Tess will prove that. I'm a very simple guy, and usually, Lorne and these guys will have faith in me for whatever reason, and I will discouragingly.
You are an unbelievable asshole.
Same
It's
level of
you are
toxicity,
wildly
baby.
talented.
No.
Yeah, toxicity. You are clearly wildly talented and very good at this shit. And it's just like,
it's like a I don't want to say self-esteem, but you're just like no fuss. You're like, I just let me do stand up at the Cellar every night.
just
Like
wanna
that's
be
kind of
comfortable
the
and
thing.
do your thing. And
But I got into SNL because I was doing Hannibal. You know Hannibal Buress?
Yeah.
He used to have this awesome show Sunday nights at Knitting Factory. Man, it was like one of my favorite things to do. It's
a great spot, too.
Yeah, and Knitting Factory is awesome. And
I saw the Roots there. It was one of the most like Unbelievable
I
experience.
think that's where I met the Roots.
Really?
Yeah. I think I met
caught Questlove's drumstick.
people would drop in like all the time.
Yeah.
I saw Robin Williams there. Like
Wow.
just like the
What?
crazy. Yeah, it was like
because it's a little like hole in the wall sort of spot.
Yeah, it's like
not it's known, but it's not one of
it's
the big
Brooklyn, but
Yeah.
it's like it's exactly what you'd want from like a Brooklyn venue.
Right.
And Jost was there. He was head writer at the time with Seth, and he was doing a spot. And I had like a good set. And he was like, "Hey man, we're looking for like new writers. We're doing like this thing where you could come in for 2 weeks and kind of be a guest writer for the season." And I was like, "Yeah, all right, whatever." Like I don't know. I'd get bagels. I had no idea that they actually wanted me to write. So I wrote like a couple sketches and they asked me to finish out the season.
And what age is this?
This was, I don't know. This was like 2013, I believe. And I've been there ever since.
Wild.
Yeah.
Wild,
But it was
man.
just like a thing. Like I never wrote sketches before. It wasn't something that I was planning on doing.
Right.
I just
doing stand-up.
kind of, but that's like the beauty of stand up. Most thing and kind of the beauty of New York is if you work enough, people will find you.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the people on the show that have a stand up background probably have a similar story.
Also, I feel like Weekend Update is such a staple of SNL where it's a sketch, but it is almost in a way it's current events and punchlines and very similar in like a comedic sense.
Well, I got in as a writer before
you ever did.
Update.
Yeah. So
Update was a whole other no. You know what I mean? Like that was a whole other thing. That I was like, I don't want to do that. And then then the Emmys and all of that stuff. I was just like, I don't want to do any of this stuff. It was like it freaked me out. And to me, I try to keep a low profile and just not get fired. Like, hey, no, I don't want to be in a position that has any responsibility.
Amen. Dude. It's like if I could make the money and do all the cool shit and not have any of the fame, stress, enemies and drama and all that shit, like that would be the dream.
But
I don't want to make it seem like I am conscious of how fortunate that getting those opportunities are.
Well,
But
you were
yeah,
just saying
what you said, I doubled down.
But you actually said something interesting in I think the first episode of this season where you were, I think it was when it cut back to you on stage, but you were like, there is something kind of exciting about like the possibility of getting canceled.
Yeah.
Because you were like, no, I don't want to step on your
playing with fire, bro.
It's like it adds an air of dangerousness to it that nothing else has, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it makes people willing to do that job necessary. I mean, if everybody's just allowed to say whatever the fuck they want, then what is interesting about the people who actually say whatever it is?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
there's everything works in contrast and in context. So for me, I like that people are freaking out about cancel culture because I'm not. So that means I'm necessary. You know what I mean? Somebody's got to call that baby ugly. Might as well be me, damn it. It's a dirty job. Somebody's got to do it. But it is fun. It is kind of, fuck, Lenny Bruce. Lenny Bruce had the police waiting for him on stage.
Yeah, I mean,
Dick Gregory was getting death threats, and the kind of things that a lot of people that did this job much better than us, way before us, this pales in comparison. I feel like
Right. I mean, now it's like you go through a social media storm for a little while. Like a lot of people, the cancel gets thrown around in a lot of different ways.
Absolutely.
But some people get it way worse than others, and some people deserve it way worse than others. But a lot of times it's more like you're going to be under fire for a little bit, and people are going to be talking shit. You got to lay low, and then you come back,
Oh, you got to apologize on your podcast.
Yeah. The issue a statement, that's clearly lying, whatever.
But it's also, too, like, I do think that there is, like, a level of arrogance. Not arrogance, but I don't even know what the word is, but there is a level of... They're trying to cancel me.
Oh my God.
They're all against me. Like, I'm sure you.
It's like 50 people on Twitter who are yelling at you. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
You'll be fine, Blanche.
Jack Del Rio had to issue a quick one today.
No, what did he do?
What did he do?
Jack Del Rio? Yesterday he retweeted, Dinesh, I think. Isn't it Dinesh D'Souza or something like that? I forget. He's one of the right-wing nut jobs. And it was, I don't know, it was something about something, I forget. He just asked a question about why was I forget what BLM protest it was, but why was that one not persecuted? But the dust up at the Capitol is an issue. And he called it
Hot take.
He called it the
dust
dust up at the Capitol.
The dust up.
At an NFL press conference.
Got
That
away
old
with words,
hubbub
Jack.
at the Capitol.
A little skirmish.
Just the fellas being boys, you know?
Oh yeah, how can we forget about the dust up at the Capitol? I also think that for whatever reason, celebrities or people in the public eye feel as though that they need to have their most personal opinions so public.
Yeah.
Yep.
That it's just like, why? Why don't you just text your buddy? You don't have a
Yeah. Get
friend.
it
You
out
don't have a
somewhere
group
else.
chat that you
Yeah.
can just put that in. Why do you need to let the whole world
I
know?
do think that social media has ruined that.
Yeah.
Because but not in the sense that because you don't get the same fucking dopamine rush or the
Yes.
whatever it is.
Yes,
Like I don't
that's
get all
right.
the likes, right? Like if I could text my friend, I'm like, yo, if you could like this text 600 times,
Yeah.
I'd feel a lot better than
Yeah, people get, they want that instant gratification from a lot of fucking people, which
Yeah,
is not
but-
normal and natural and not supposed to be that way, but now
No,
it is.
but your
Even
buddy
in
wants
the-
to have an actual conversation about it, and then you're like, wow, that's not
Yeah,
what I'm trying to
I don't.
do.
Yeah, we're not going to debate the
Trying to
actual
get,
issue
like,
here.
7
I just wanted you to
followers
laugh at
out
my
of
joke.
this.
You know?
I just don't understand why people feel the need to say everything they've ever thought into
Yeah.
space.
Well,
and
I
then
mean,
they're like,
especially I was an accountant before this, so then I started to do this, and the only way I really can have this fake life job is I just got to have opinions out all the time. 'Cause that's just how how I make my money. But if I already had success and money
but
and
who
all
wants
that.
to hear from Jack Del Rio?
Yeah, well, that's but
About
what?
the
I mean,
skirmish
I
in
say this shit about
January
myself all the
6th.
time. I say, that's particularly
It's
one. I don't know if
what
anyone was
people
looking for
are
that.
coming for to
Yeah,
hear
yeah.
from
But
you,
I-
not
but
Jack Del Rio.
I didn't know he was in this league
Who
still.
am I compared to Jack Del Rio though? Sometimes I'm like, I don't know why you guys
No
want to hear
one
from
wants
me,
to
but
hear the fucking Jack Del Rio
on anything.
Yeah,
I was like,
no.
dude, you wore a leather coat on the sidelines. We had an idea what your opinions were.
You loved Jacksonville, Florida. We got it.
Oh yeah. What would it take? What would it take for you to do a podcast?
I'm doing one right now.
No. To have your own podcast,
You
like
know
the
what?
Michael Che Show, twice a week, 1 or 2 hours. Current events, topics, opinions, hot takes, and Twitter mobs and all that shit. You got to promote it. Blah blah blah. What would there be? Would it be money? Would it be opportunity? Would it what would it take for you to do that?
Podcasts are and I'm not just gassing you guys. I think podcasts are deceivingly hard and it looks easy. It seems like it's just guys just talking. There's an absolute science and art to it
For sure.
that I think as a performer I'll do like a promo tour, and I have to do 4 or 5, and I'm like, these motherfuckers got to show up tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot to
Yeah,
do,
yeah.
and so to me, I just don't think I'd be good at it.
Yeah.
I'm too flighty.
Michael, you would be.
I'm not.
Just
I'm not.
so I can pat you on the back here.
Just being consistent, this is like how I got SNL, by the way. I just don't think I'll be good at it, Lauren.
Another no. Yeah.
Head writer, I don't know. But I've got a lot of respect for people who actually do this, and I think everybody's got their ecosystem. Plus, stand up is my first love. I just like doing stand. I like being on stage. I like that. I like having a lot of shots at a joke and kind of developing a take. And I love guesting on a podcast.
Guesting
think
is easy.
Yeah,
You
it's
hop in,
easy.
like-
It's cool, and I think that to me that there's space for everybody. You don't have to just capitalize on everything because it's hot.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean. There's people that's actually really, really good at this, and I don't want to just do it because
I
that
appreciate
initial
that
rush.
because
you know?
usually we yell at people who are already famous who start a podcast because it's like, well, now you're gonna take all the guests and you're gonna get all the downloads, and there's only so much time in a day, and not listening to me, and I fucking need this. You don't need this.
it's
This is
hard
an
to-
extra for you.
It's hard to fucking do, man. I don't know how. I mean, even at like on updates, sometimes I'm just like,
Yeah.
I got to do another 5 minutes. It's
Yeah.
like that kind. It's like
Sure.
it's hard to kind of be topical and current and have something fresh and also show up all the time.
And so you're doing that, and I know there's like an off season and whatnot, but you're doing that while you're doing that. Damn Michael Che has got to be like an extra grind.
Well, that damn Michael Che, lucky enough, like we kind of shoot that almost at the same time as SNL.
that makes it easier.
Well, it makes my summers. You'd
rather just cram it in, do it all at once, and then be off.
I feel like tired is tired.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like Mondays are gonna suck, so let's load it up anyway.
Might as well. You know what I mean? Like get it over with.
Yeah.
So this summer will probably be just a lot more stand up and a lot more writing other projects, and then we'll figure out what we gonna produce in the fall.
No, I mean the show's great. It's
man, I appreciate that, man.
Who is the best? There's so many cameos in it, and I'm gonna tell you my favorite before you answer mine. But who is like your? I don't want to say like the up and coming, but who are you like? People should know this person more. Who's a cameo?
I think Reggie Conquest did a great job in season 1 and 2, and he's so funny on camera. I think he kind of lights up.
I had Jack Knight jumped out.
Jack Knight.
Well,
awesome.
we had Jack and Sam on.
Jack and Sam came in
ago.
here. We were.
Yeah,
they were just clowning on white people, and it was so funny.
They make me laugh so much, man. They're good people.
That's a great sketch, too.
Yeah, they're awesome. Leonard Oots. Like, there's a lot of people that's just like fun and silly, and then also then we get to like work with like legends, like Tell's on there, David Allen Greer's on there.
Bro, speaking of legend, have you watched That's My Time with David Letterman yet?
No, I haven't yet. I haven't. It just came out though, right?
It just came out yesterday, I think. But I was watching Rosebud's episode.
Yeah, Buddy Baker. Yeah, she's on the writer staff too.
I texted her afterwards, and she was like, because I was telling her that you were coming on, and she's like, "Wait, Michael's doing a podcast?" I was like, "Yeah."
We honestly thought that maybe the reason why you were coming here was that she might have said something because we're friends with her, and I was like, I don't know why he's coming.
Yeah,
okay.
She did not mention you guys ever.
I was gonna say
that's exactly what she said. She goes, "I didn't say shit."
And as I had that thought, I was like, she would never. She'd be like, "Fuck those guys. I don't give a shit about them."
The reason I bring this all up is because when she sits down with Letterman after her set, he says, "You work with the legend Michael Che."
No, he didn't.
Yes, I swear to God.
That's
David Letterman calling you a legend.
I had no idea he was on prompter. That just ruined everything, man. No, Letterman is, I mean, come on, Letterman's Letterman. The fact that he knows my name, even though I've done that show, the fact that he knows my name blows my mind.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And you're in that air for sure, man.
No.
You are.
You're going to get a lot of hate in the comment section after
Brother, nothing I'm not used to.
Could you imagine? A hateful comment? This is fun as shit.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to leave, but I had no idea that I'd be smiling this whole time.
So we try to make it at least a little more enjoyable.
An asshole, by the way. I can't believe he had something foul to say about this beautiful studio. Who's your decorator?
All right, man. We appreciate the time. If you got a couple more minutes, we're going to do a video next door for our YouTube series.
Of course, I got you.
And but we'll tell the people now that damn Michael Che. Both seasons are out now.
Unbelievable.
Our boy Chris
strong recommend.
We got a lot of Chris Stefano fans in our audience. So season 1, episode 1, he comes in hot right away on that first skit. That second episode too with the hose present, like the hose.
Shout out to Mike Britt. Yeah,
that is one of the realest shit. Like, I never have problems in life till hose. I mean, that's up there with when I talk about like I remember Chappelle skits and stuff. Like that's gonna be in my mind forever as
all rectangles are not square.
Yeah, and they punch the key going. What? So good. What does that mean?
Shout out to Mike.
So yeah, everyone go check it out, and we appreciate the time, dude.
Thank you,
so
man.
much,
Thank you, guys.
Make sure you subscribe to KFC Radio on YouTube to get all the video content. Subscribe, comment, like, and make sure you turn on the bell notifications so you know whenever new video content drops.
I want to say something, but the video has to be faster. That's it.